Hi art friends! You should have just watched a video and learned a little bit about the artist Georges Seurat. And he has some really cool techniques that he used in his paintings. I have a book that talks a little bit more about him, but you saw in the video that instead of mixing colors when he painted, he would use dots of two colors and let the viewer's eyes mix the colors themselves. And so when he uses dots on his paintings, that's something called pointillism, because you're making points with your paintbrush or your marker or whatever you're using. And so you can see in this picture here where he's used all of these dots to create the color instead of mixing the paint and filling it in like you normally would. And in the video you watched, you saw this painting the Sunday afternoon on the island of La Grande Jatte. And this was the first time he painted an entire painting using those dots, and it took him 2 years to make. So we're going to do some artwork today using pointillism like him, but it's not going to take us 2 years. Thank goodness. All right, so go ahead and get a piece of paper and something to color with, whether that's crayons or markers or paint if you have it. And I'll be back with you in 1 second. All right, I've got my paper and a pencil and something to color with, some crayons. And I'm going to say you can draw something different if you want to, but I'm going to draw a butterfly here like the girl in the video did. So that's just something simple. We can fill up the whole page with it. So I'm going to draw, you see that? I'm going to draw just a small skinny oval to be the body of my butterfly, and then a circle on top of that to be the head. And we can add some antennas. And then the wings. So on this side, I'm going to do a big curve, come back in. And then on this side, I'm going to do a smaller curve and come back in. And then a big curve on this side. It's almost like an oval. And then a smaller curve on this side. And it's okay if yours doesn't look exactly like mine, because all butterflies look a little bit different. And you can see mine's not even perfectly even. This one's a little bit smaller than this side, but that's okay. If I want to change it, I can erase it, or I can just leave it that way. And then I'm going to pick which colors I want to use. Now, if I want a purple butterfly, I'm not going to use a purple crayon. I'm going to use a blue and a red crayon to mix the colors. So I'm going to make this part purple. So I'm just going to take my blue and I'm going to make some dots. You see that? Remember, this is pointillism, so we're not going to color. We're just going to make lots of dots to fill in this space. So this is different than when we did the Kusama pumpkins, because when we did that, we were using the dots as like a decoration on the artwork and part of the design in the picture. But here we're using dots to color the picture. So it's a little bit different. And so I'm switching back and forth between my red and my blue. And it's okay if my crayon goes on top of another color. So if my red goes on top of the blue, that's actually good because it helps the eye mix those colors better. So I'm just going to fill in that whole thing with my red and my blue crayon. Okay, so you can see I'm trying to fill in all the white space here. And then I'm going to do the same in the other wings too. If you want to change the colors in your wings, you can. But when you get up close, you can see all the dots that I've created. And your eyes kind of mix the colors when you get further away. And that's how it is with Georges Seurat in his paintings. So One more thing, when you are adding your dots, your points, pointillism, don't do it like this, because that's going to take you 2 years. You want to create dots by making circles like that. So it's kind of like I'm making a circle and coloring it in at the same time. So that's going to create a larger dot and fill up more space. Because if we just tap the paper, those are really tiny dots, and that's going to take you a long time. So go ahead and choose a different color for your other wings if you want to, a different color or colors for your middle part too, and do the same thing by creating those dots to fill it all in. All right, so I don't want to see any white inside of your butterfly. I want to see it all filled with color. And so if you want to create orange, you'll need red and yellow. If you want to create green, you'll need yellow and blue. If you want to create brown, you can use red and green. So try using those combinations to create your colors instead of just using that colored crayon. All right, so when you record yourself or submit your video, you can put in the comments, or submit your picture, you can put in the comments or explain to me which colors you chose when creating your pointillism picture. All right, can't wait to see it.